Yo-ho! I hope everyone is having an amazing Tuesday today. Today, I'll be going through the talents that I am picking for 2v2, 3v3, or 5v5 arenas. Or battlegrounds as well. Just based off of what I will be doing, the talents will be different. For starters, level 15 talents, Post Haste. I will be running this for 2v2s because I do not play for dampening. I find dampening playstyle in 2s to be very boring. Whether you're going for a win or not, it just seems super boring to try and play a dampener 2v2 game. So I will be picking this. It gets me out of roots and other abilities and lets me have the opportunity to disengage at an opponent to, say, scatter shot trap a healer to let me finish off a kill. Or if I am chasing around a pillar, I can disengage and have a movement speed increase around a pillar without the chance of getting slowed. Narrow Escape seems like more like a PvE or a kited out type of ability. If you feel you're going to be the person targeted, I could see where you pick this because you want to use it to disengage when they're on you and kite out the fight and then pillar. Outside of that, I don't think it's that good. I definitely think it's a PvE based talent. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Chimera. This is more of a dampener playstyle talent. While, yes, disengage cooldown is shortened by 10 seconds, I think it's very good. Even in 2v2s, if you're not playing dampening, just having disengage more often is pretty nice. The cooldown onto deterrence puts deterrence from a 3-minute cooldown down to a 2-minute cooldown. It's also very good, but I believe that's why it's more of a dampener ability, because you want deterrence back to be able to use it later on in the game. So shortening the cooldown of it is very, very good. Level 30, Binding Shot. This is more of a talent that I would pick against a melee cleave or against hunters or warlocks that use pets. I believe it's Demo Lock has a lot of pets. It's very good to stun their pets to try and get some time to yourself to not get ran down right away in the middle of a fight. You just Binding Shot, run away from it, all their pets get stunned, and it gives you 3 seconds of not taking damage. Wyvern Sting will probably be your most picked talent for this. It's pretty much like having a rogue blind as a hunter. It's just the duration of it is not as long as a rogue's blind in PvP, I believe. But it's still very strong. Cooldown is kind of long, but you get to use it every 45 seconds. I mean, that's 4 seconds out of a fight you get to use this, or 4 seconds you could have a healer out of a fight. It's very good when it comes to PvP. That could be the difference between winning and losing an arena. Intimidation, it's not that good in my opinion. If you want to use Intimidation, though, you 100% need Blink Strikes so that your pet can use that Intimidation almost instantly, or because it's based off of your pet's next attack. If you run Intimidation, do not expect it to instantly cast, because it takes a second for your pet to attack the target. It's based off your pet's attack time. So if your pet is trapped and you try to intimidate, you're just wasting the ability. But If you have Intimidation and Blink Strikes, it'll let your pet pretty much just teleport to the target and instantly stun. Outside of that, it just doesn't seem like a very good talent. Exhilaration, very good. Heal yourself for 30% and put your pet back to full HP. This is good if you're going against somebody that is kiting you out and just trying to kill your pet, so you have less damage output going out. I still think it's very good because it gives you the opportunity to save yourself. If your healer is sitting in a ton of CC for 10 seconds worth of CC, it's possible. This could save you and stop your healer from having to worry about using a trinket, saving a lot of cooldowns. I think Exhilaration is going to be a good talent for 2v2s rather than 3v3 or 5v5. Aspect of the Iron Hawk. I think this is your 3v3 and 5v5 talent just because of the damage reduction you get. Because even without picking this talent, you have the increased range attack power by 35% because your regular Aspect of the Hawk gives you that. The only benefit from having the Iron Hawk is the 10% damage reduction. Very, very good. Makes your healer not to worry so much. Just more of a playing it safer type of ability. Spirit Bond. Just having a heal over time effect, I just don't think is too good. Because there's a lot of times you're like, oh, I need the heal now. Where Exhilaration would just be better instead of using Spirit Bond, or just having the damage reduction would just be an overall better talent than Spirit Bond. A Fervor, one-shot capability type of talent. I could see it used a lot in PvE, or people who are going for one-shots in PvP. Maybe in Battlegrounds. Your Dire Beast, very good. It is a 30-second cooldown, but your beast is out for 15 seconds, and every time it hits your opponent, you regain 5 focus. So it's nice to have the extra damage from it, along with getting the focus regen that it gives. Thrill of the Hunt, also a very good talent for level 60. Gives you 30% chance when you fire a ranged attack that costs focus to reduce the cost of your next 3 arcane shots or multi-shots by 20. I can see where you would think this is a good talent. I mean, I think it's good. I just don't see where I would use it over Dire Beast because it's a very RNG-based talent. That 30%, yes, that is a high percent to get a proc, but it just, there's the chance that it never procs, or the chance that it procs all the time. If you get it to proc all the time, it's the best talent in the world. But if you can't get a proc out of this, and you just get super unlucky with RNG in one game, it just seems like it's just a wasted talent. I would rather have my Dire Beast that's going to deal damage and regen my focus to allow me as the player to do more damage with Serpent Sting, Black Arrow, or Explosive Shot. But Thrill of the Hunt is also a very good talent. I could see people interchanging them based off of certain things that they face. Level 75, you have a Murder of Crows, Blink Strikes, and Link's Rush. Murder of Crows is just too expensive of an ability to use in PvP. It uses over half of your hunter's focus. That is just terrible, detrimental to your damage. It ruins a lot. If it was a 20 focus cost talent, I would almost pick it over Blink Strikes But Blink Strikes is so overpowered. Your pet gets a 50% increase to its damage. That is insane. And it lets your pet attack things from 30 yards away. And it will instantly teleport your pet behind the target, which is why it is good to pair Blink Strikes with Intimidation. Because if you use Intimidation, and your pet will blink over and use it onto your opponent if you were to run talents that way. Lynx Rush could be used the same way Fervor is in a one-shot build, because it makes your pet attack a bunch over a short amount of time, a lot of damage real quick. But it is just not that good with the play style that is used in Mists of Pandaria Classic. As much as I don't like to say it, most games are dampener games, longer pace games, and Lynx Rush just doesn't seem like it is very useful in a game that's going to last that long. You'll, like most games, I will say, average out to 5 minutes, and you will only get to use Lynx Rush at most, I want to say 4 times in that 5 minutes, but you would have to use it instantly off of cooldown every single time. And that just doesn't seem that useful when Blink Strikes. If your pet gets ice trapped or frozen, it can just keep teleporting to the person you're attacking. It's just too good to not have. Level 90, Glaive Toss, Power Shot, and Barrage. Glaive Toss is going to be your number 1 talent every single time because it is a cheap ability with a short cooldown and good amount of damage. It also has a slowing effect to it, which can help you win games if you're trying to slow somebody from going around a pillar, or if you were, I guess it is mainly to slow them from going around a pillar or keep them in the middle of an arena to where they can't LOS anything. But along with the damage, it's just such a great talent. Power Shot, very situational talent. Might be very good in 5v5s, but in 3v3 and 2v2, I don't see a scenario where you use this talent unless you are going against a Resto Shaman healer, because of a Resto Shaman having Spirit Link. And everybody knows when a Shaman uses Spirit Link, everybody from the other team needs to be in that Spirit Link to link everybody's health together to save whoever's getting low or save the 2 people getting low. That is the only scenario where Power Shot can be useful in a 3v3, but in 2v2, it is just not good. The cast time is too long for the amount of damage it pulls with the 45-second cooldown. And the time you do 1 Power Shot, you will have gotten 3 Glaive Tosses off. And it's just too good. Glaive Toss is too good of a talent to replace with Power Shot, unless you're in a 5v5 or Battlegrounds. Barrage is the same thing as Power Shot, except Barrage, you are stuck there for 3 seconds casting it for just not enough damage. It's more of a PvE talent, but you still have to know what you're doing to use Barrage effectively, because if you use Barrage in PvE, you can end up pulling a lot of stuff that you don't mean to pull, because it's more of like a cone for where it shoots at. It has like a cone effect, and you could potentially mess up a dungeon run or a raid run by using it. It could be good in Battlegrounds, especially like a battleground like Alterac Valley, Isle of Conquest. The battlegrounds where it's like 40 versus 40. I would say Barrage is a good talent because it hits every single target, and it's not just limited to like 2 or 3. So it could give you a potential lot of damage and do unhealable damage, per se, depending on how many healers the other team has in a battleground. But in an arena, this will never be picked. Power Shot, it would also be good in a battleground if you were able to target a person behind everybody else. Like if you were to target a healer in Power Shot, it would deal damage to literally everybody in front of you between your target and the people that are just fighting in the middle. But these would be specifically battleground talents, in my opinion. I would always pick GLYPH. For your glyphs, I'm running Liberation because of the healing that you get from Disengage. A 5% heal could save you if your healer is in a pickle, getting massive feared, hexed, stunned up, blinded, slept, all that stuff. This 5% heal doesn't seem like a lot, but you get that 5% heal every 20 seconds. Or if you are running Crouching Tiger, Hidden Chimera, it's every 10 seconds, making this an even stronger talent, or stronger glyph. My second major glyph I'm running is Glyph of Explosive Trap, which I am using to... I would mainly be using this for melee cleave or classes with a lot of pets to get them away from me. Try to create space so I can, try to pillar a little easier. This one would probably be interchangeable with Deterrence for the 20% damage reduction. Even though Deterrence gives you a 30% already. But having 50% would be even stronger. I would say Explosive Trap and Deterrence are a interchangeable glyph. And Explosive Trap is very good with Binding Shot. If you put a Binding Shot on the ground and Explosive Trap at your feet, like if you Binding Shot at your feet and then toss down the Explosive Trap, it'll knock back every opponent and cause them to get hit by the Binding Shot, stunning them, allowing you to have 3 seconds of runtime. Unless they trinket offensively, or... I don't think Binding Shot is a magic stun, but if it is a magic stun, I believe it's a priest can dispel the stun like they do with Hajj. Hammer of Justice from a paladin. And then Mirrored Blades makes your Deterrence super strong against caster. If you pop a Deterrence against a caster, any damage they try to deal to you while casting is just reflected back to them, making it probably the strongest major glyph for a hunter. Your minor talents, I run Revive Pet, so that way if my pet gets killed in an arena, I'm able to revive it even if they try to kill me to slow down my revive time, because this stops them from slowing down my cast time on Revive Pet. I also run Lesser Proportion to make my pet smaller and harder to target. The smaller your pet is, the harder it is for your opponent to target them and try to kill them, to lower your damage and waste your time with a Revive Pet. And then for my third minor glyph, I run Stampede, because I believe Stampede, if you do not have every single pet slot filled in your stable, like your 5 pet stable, it will not call out 5 pets how it's supposed to do. But if you run it to where it copies just your current pet, it is guaranteed to pull out 5 of your same pet that you have, which can confuse the enemy if they are trying to kill your pet. This will cause them, they could target the wrong pet from the Stampede, and then your actual pet that's alive the whole time, it takes no damage because they're attacking the wrong one. So I believe these will be the best glyphs to use in Mists Pandaria Classic. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. I will be making more videos for other classes such as like Rogue, Death Knight, and Monk. Mainly just classes that I will be specifically playing, and I'll be explaining my talent choice on every single one of them and glyph choice as well. I will not be doing classes that I don't play because I do not want to spread misinformation and have people playing a class in a way that they don't like, or in a way that is just you're not going to deal like any damage. You're just playing it wrong. I would feel really bad seeing a bunch of people watch those videos and then just playing the class in an incorrect way. But once again, thank you for watching, and like and subscribe.